everybody, welcome back or welcome to my channel. I just woke up like 30 minutes ago, but I decided to do a video now because otherwise I won't. Today was the first week of school, so for everyone who got through that, good job. For people who already went to school or don't have school yet, I wish you the best of luck. Today we are reading a villain, Hitoshi Shinso, ex-listener. The title is No Escape. Disclaimer, there is kidnapping and slight swearing, but I'm not allowed to say swear words because YouTube likes demonetizing me when I do that. This fanfiction was made by Killer Kamen on Wattpad. They are absolutely amazing, so you can probably see their work in some of my videos. And yeah, let's get to it. Listener's point of view. Why would anyone like you be here? Perhaps for selfish reasons, a quest, a mission, or maybe even curiosity. You didn't know so much about that, but here you were. There had been a large amount of heroes and pedestrians missing. No one had a lead or even a suspect, but you did. You held your hood close to your cheeks, forcing the cold away. It wasn't comfortable, but it was warm. It was better than nothing. You shoved your worries away. You were there. It was the less populated part of the city, where villains decided to play. One breath made you relax enough for you to continue forward. It was like you were dragging weights by your ankles. You carefully watched your surroundings. You couldn't be too careful in a place like this. You turned into an alley in silence, walking deeper into its mouth. You felt colder, like crystal eyes were staring through your soul. You took a deep breath, but someone chuckled as you did. You whipped around in fear. Who was it? Was it the one you were looking for, or someone else? You grabbed your knife that was in your jacket and continued to look around. Who's there? Do you expect an honest answer? Said a voice. You couldn't tell where it was coming from. You couldn't keep your back turned away from one direction for too long. The feeling of ice running into your head only growing stronger the longer you did. You whipped around at the sound of something falling. If this was the person you were looking for, you were careful. You knew his quirk. The anonymous person chuckled again. So, they said, you know who I am. Why even ask at all? He answered your question without realizing, or maybe he was answering in a way to control you. You huffed. You heard something behind you, causing you to whip around. Your shoulders were grabbed roughly, making you rip your knife from your pocket and try to stab the attacker. The attacker jumped back just in time. They chuckled, looking at the knife with a smile. They looked you in the eyes with their smile even larger. The stranger clicked their tongue and chuckled. You really think you're gonna get a villain with a blade like that? You glared at him. You can't answer. The boy stepped closer so you could see him better. His messy purple hair seemed unkempt. He looked tired with pale eyes and bags lying beneath them. He had a smirk that spoke of mischief. You already know my quirk, so there's no use in trying. He tilted his head mockingly, looking at the blade. You got some guts. You killed all those people, didn't you? You snapped. All of them. The boy rose an eyebrow before laughing. You came to find me just for this, about those people? He laughed louder, the edge making a shiver run down your spine from fear. I may have helped, but they're not dead, you huffed. Then where are they? We went from my questions to yours? He gave a bored sigh and placed his hands into his pant pockets. How one-sided. Because you can control me if I answer yours, you huffed. I'm not stupid. I know who you are. The boy gave an annoyed expression. You're really annoying. He looked down and placed a hand on the back of his neck. But I can't have a guest not be treated. You furrowed your eyebrows. What? Treated? What are you talking about? The boy looked at you coldly, your body turning cold. Well, he put his arm down and smirked. first, we should welcome our guests. We? The boy chuckled. I thought you knew my quirk. He gasped and whipped around. A large shadow rose with something over their head. Before you could run or defend yourself, all you saw was the cold and empty gaze they had. Then it was all black. You could hear a silent chatter as he came to. You could hear a silent chatter as he came to. There was some movement along and shuffling about. You tried to lift your head, only to hit your head on something metal. Confused, you moved your arms and legs. They seemed to be strapped to what seemed to be a chair that was sat on, or a cage. You tried to talk to find that you were gagged, trying to open your eyes only to find that you were blindfolded. What happened? You tried to move around, trying to escape in any way possible, trying to push the gag or blindfold off by using your shoulder. You began rocking whatever you sat on. Ah, said a familiar voice. Awake, You seem to be fighting a lot more than I thought you would. You felt the fabric being lifted from your eyes and thrust your head around to try and land a hit on your attacker. Then the blindfold was lifted and you saw the boy you had been searching for, and he wasn't alone. There was one girl and two boys in the room. Their eyes were as empty as the ones you saw before you found yourself here. The boy tilted his head and smirked. Well, you say you know me. He took a step back. But you haven't said my name yet, so how about we go through introductions anyway? You glared at the boy. It was true that you didn't know his name. Heck, you were just looking for the guy with the mind-controlling quirk. My name is Hitoshi Shinso. You chuckled at your face. Now it's your turn. He reached for the gag and pulled it down to your neck. You growled at him. The people, you kidnapped them and made them your slaves? You yelled. Hitoshi frowned at your reply. I said, he came closer with a growl, that it was your turn to introduce yourself. You won't like me when my patience is low. You growled, but you did this to yourself. You had no other choice. Your name, he said. He took a step back. Your name, last name. Hitoshi tapped his chin with an index finger with a smile. Ah. He leaned back a bit, head back. You're the one who has been investigating the missing people, yes? You glared at him. Another question. He chuckled and returned to his normal position. You're a tough person to trick, he said. You're pretty smart. Once they know where I am, you're done for, he threatened. Hitoshi rolled his eyes. Sure, they won't find us, though. He came closer and lifted your head with his chin. I made sure of it. You glared at him. What did you do? Hitoshi smirked. Would you like to know? He turned to his minions and snapped his fingers. Get the equipment. They mindlessly moved together, robots without their own programming. It was scary to watch. What kind of equipment was Hitoshi talking about? Your eyes widened. You look at Hitoshi with fear. His smirk grew at the sight of this. It will soon before you are under my control. Your name, he chuckled. And you won't be leaving. You say that with confidence. You lifted your chin in pride. You won't break me. Do your worst. Hitoshi chuckled. I plan to. And that was the end of the video. I don't know if there is a part 2. I'm looking right now. I don't think there is. So, you can just leave your minds to decide what the rest happens. But don't go too crazy. Anyways, I hope you all have a wonderfully fabulous day. And I will see you all next time. Bye.